very good evening to you. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to Sports Tonight. This is the Monday night edition of the show. It's the first edition of Sports Tonight for the new week, and I can tell you this is going to be a very good week. My name is Tony Bitoye. Thank you for the opportunity to join you, and it's a privilege to be here. We will make the best of it. We'll make it worth your while. We're going to be here for about 50 minutes. Of course, you know, immediately after Sports Tonight, the flagship on Channels TV, the news at 10 will come up. So it's just a fitting way to get you ready for the news at 10 in about an hour's time from now. So once again, thank you for the privilege. And let me start off tonight by introducing to you my partners. They will be starting off the show with me. They will be here for a big part of the show. Yemi Adebayo is here. Yemi, good to have you on Sports Tonight.
It was a pleasure, Tony.
And of course, to my far right, Onyenwuchi Nwachukwu is here. Onyenwuchi is the news editor of Sporting Life. He's also a member of the Nigerian Football Federation Football Development Committee. And we're happy to always have him here with us on Mondays and Wednesdays. He brings a lot to the show. Onye, good to have you on Sports Tonight this Monday.
My pleasure, Tony.
It's been a very good weekend, and I know as a newsman, news editor, you have a lot of interesting stories, the drama that's going on, and that's one of the things we will talk about on the program tonight. A lot of issues, really. Of course, the CAF elections, we'll talk about it. We will also talk about the Super Eagles, the friendly games lined up for London in March. We'll talk about it. Of course, tomorrow and Wednesday, guys, there will be games in the UEFA Champions League. You know, we will talk about those games. Games on Tuesday, games on Wednesday. Arsenal is playing on. When are you playing? It doesn't matter.
That's what he looks like a dead.
It doesn't matter. Anyway, we'll talk about it. The games will be played on Tuesday and Wednesday. As well. We will look back at what happened over the weekend in England, the English Football League Cup, Manchester United winning the first trophy of the season, and a little bit of boxing. David A is in the news. Don't forget, it's now official. Manny Pacquiao will be facing Amir Khan in April. We'll talk about that as well. A little bit of tennis for you. Roger Federer is in the news, and of course, Monday night on Sports Tonight is a time that we spend a lot of the time that we have to review the Nigeria Professional Football League. And we'll be doing a lot of that today. Match Day 10 produced a lot of amazing goals, a lot of interesting stories, a little bit of controversy around some of the games, but majorly positive. And we'll be doing justice to all of it on the program tonight. I'll be telling you what it looks like. The standings, we'll talk about the top scorers and a whole lot of other interesting stuff around the Nigeria Professional Football League. All right, so you are in for a swell time on the show tonight, and together we will make it as much fun as possible. Of course, pictures on your screen of Manny Pacquiao, Amir Khan, confirmed for April. There will be a lot of time for us to talk about this, and you can also talk to us about this. What do you make of the fight? What do you expect? Will Amir Khan eventually come good?
Especially the way the fight came about.
Twitter arranged.
Fans picked.
And maybe this is what social media will now, the role social media will now play.
I think Pacquiao wants to show that he's the ultimate champion. Floyd Mayweather did it a lot of times, allowed the fans
to choose an opponent for you.
To fight anybody. And now, among all the guys around, I mean, apart from maybe Saul Canelo Alvarez, that's probably the only person, who's probably better than American, and so, and he has shown us that he's not ready to shy away from any fight.
All right, so that's it. We'll talk about David A later on as well as we go on Sports Tonight. But let's start off the show the way we love to do it. We love to talk about how you can be a part of what we're doing. It's not a monologue, and we like to hear from you. We want you to talk to us on the program tonight. Take advantage of our platforms for feedback, all right? And please, let's make this show as engaging as possible. You know how to do it. In case you're watching for the first time, just follow what you see on your screen. Make sure you don't have mistakes with the spellings and where you should put the underscore around those addresses. You'll be able to connect with us if you follow exactly what you see right there on your screen. We'll get your feedback on Sports Tonight. Let's also tell you that you can keep track of all that we're doing on the show on our website, the Channels TV website, www.channelstv.com, as well as on youtube.com/channelsweb. All right? And we can also tell you that if you click on m.channelstv.com, you'll be able to view us on your iPad, your iPhone, your BlackBerry. It takes you straight to your home for the news. And you can enjoy all that there is to enjoy on Channels TV. Go one step further. Download the Channels app for iOS, Windows, Android from their respective stores. And that's perfect. Channels at your fingertips, 247. All right? And that's exactly how we roll tonight. We expect your feedback. Guys, let's quickly start off the show tonight. Let's before we talk about the controversies of the CAF elections and all the other issues, let's start with a good one. Was a few days ago, we talked about the Honorable Minister of Sports and the Governor of Lagos State planning on revamping the National Stadium through Lagos. They have moved beyond the sphere of just talking about it now. It's time for action. The Minister of Sports, Barrister Solomon Dalong, the Governor of Lagos State, Akinwumi Ambode, are going to be visiting the sports city to have an on-the-spot assessment of what needs to be done on Wednesday. That's good news, huge, positive news for us.
Very, very good news. I'm happy this is happening. Usually, back in those days, any sports minister that just comes in will come to the stadium, shake his head, and make promises. It's not going to happen. Now, what looks like a dream for all of us based in Lagos is like it might become a reality. The idea of it being concession, the idea of the stadium being handed over to people who can really pay the bills, foot the bills, get this edifice in proper shape, and bring back the memories. A lot of memories, though it's not looking good right now, but a lot of stories around the stadium, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I just hope that the glory will return. We'll be able to take it back to its pride of place. Somebody pointed out that of the crop of Super Eagles players, there's probably none that has the experience of playing at the National Stadium. Some could argue that it is an intimidating atmosphere, but you could also defend Lagos fans and say, if you play very well, you're going to get supported. And that's what makes me happy when I look at this story, when I hear what's going to happen. They thought that this stadium might probably be handed over to Lagos, and with the way Lagos have been going about with sporting events and their planning, it makes you happy that that dream might just come to pass.
Okay, good move. While we commend the minister and the intervention of the Lagos State government, the minister says all plans to concession will be put aside because the state government is showing interest, and thankfully the Lagos State government and the government at the center are on the same page, so that puts an end to whatever plans there were to concession to private persons before. Lagos State will make good use of the National Stadium. We also need to remind the Honorable Minister that we should also begin to look very closely at the Abuja National Stadium, where he's based. I think he has an office. I don't know whether he has his office inside the Abuja National Stadium. That stadium is gradually becoming useless because the Eagles can't play there, and it worries me. That's a new stadium, just about 14 years old.
Yeah, I'm aware that I think either the House of Representatives or the Senate actually moved a motion to ask the Honorable Minister to relocate his office to the National Stadium so that he will be able to appreciate the level of decay, currently going on in that stadium. But for the National Stadium in Surulere, I think we must say here that it's quite significant. It's a national icon, and we always blame this generation, of not relating with the past, with history. How do we do that if all our national monuments are gradually fading away? The National Stadium was the venue that Nigeria won the Nations Cup for the first time in 1980. So when you take your kids or people come from abroad, these are the kind of places that you take them to. They go around, they'll be able to relate with history. The statue of Samuel Okparaji, almost collapsed the other time. These are some of the things we're talking about. So for me, I think it's a huge move for Lagos State government to put this edifice, in its proper place. It means that the younger generation, people can come there and look at the edifice and relate with what they've been reading about. So I think it's a good one. We must commend the Lagos State government, and they shouldn't just stop at that. They should also make that place very, very viable. Elsewhere in the world, people visit stadiums and they pay. They pay to go to certain places. This can, generate money for the maintenance of that stadium. And some of the commercial activities that have been going on there too should be used to maintain the stadium. All those money, where are they going to? These are the questions that should be answered to him.
All right, so that's it. And you can be sure that when the minister comes around on Wednesday, we will try to get our cameras there to capture the moment and find out exactly what the thinking will be from the sports minister and, of course, the governor of Lagos State, Governor Akinwumi Ambode, who has shown that he has more than just passing interest in sports development. All right, guys, let's move on very quickly now and just touch up on this one. Is the elections, the CAF elections are really hotting up. Oye, you are the news editor. You've been putting your ears to the ground. There's a lot that's been going on. Tomorrow, the Honorable Minister of Sports wants to meet with the Executive Committee of the Nigerian Football Federation to discuss about the CAF elections. And what do you make of it? Because there's been a lot of reports that he wants to tell them the position of government. And for me, I think it's a little bit ridiculous. If the Federal Executive Council will have to meet on an issue as CAF election, then probably they will have to be meeting on where we play Federation Cup final and a lot of other things, because government has a lot more important things to do. But I don't know, maybe you agree with me or you have a different idea.
Well, Tony, based on what I've been reading, credited to the minister, I think if really that is government position, then we're heading nowhere. Because I read it.
What do you mean we're heading nowhere?
Yeah, when you read a statement, it should lead you somewhere. The last statement issued by his media aides did not lead anywhere. You are saying that you don't support what the NFF has done, and yet in another vein you are saying that we should support the sub-region. Who are we supporting in the sub-region? Is it Anjorin? I think we have to get it very rightly.
Okay.
To him. We have to move in one direction. The minister has to be very consistent. He has not been consistent. Tony, if you permit me, before Infantino came on board as the president of FIFA, it was the same minister who said we should support Jerome Champagne.
That's government position.
That's government position.
Jerome Champagne.
And Champagne lost in flying.
Where did he meet Jerome Champagne to?
And Champagne lost in flying colors. So I've read a lot of things.
And that was against the position of CAF. The position of CAF was we should vote. The whole of CAF should vote for bin Khalifa.
Yeah.
The Asian guy
vote
for bin Khalifa, and he said we should go against what CAF's position was at that time.
And if we are even going to toe that line, Infantino won, and he has carried CAF along. So the issue of if you don't vote for a certain person, there will be a backlash. It does not, it's not part of football politics. We've been reading a lot of things about, some people, Nigerians in CAF, also issued another press statement yesterday.
Hold it there first. I'll come to you. I'll come to Yemi. I'll get your thoughts on that one. We need to go on a quick break. When we return, we'll continue our discourse around the politics of CAF elections. Join us again.